Welcome to the Sage HRMS Q2 2023 product release demonstration. This demo will demonstrate some of the key features and primary functionality being released in the Sage HRMS Q2 2023 release. The focus of this release is our premium web version of Sage HRMS with an emphasis on time off. For this demonstration, I will be logged in as a user that has HRMS administrator rights, and I will demo from their perspective. I will be discussing Sage branding, change logon, process management, the employee quick find, and the payroll gross up calculator. For this release, we have included 4 additional employee pages, which are the attendance summary, absence transactions, workers' compensation, and the custom details that you have defined. For tasks and processes, we have now included 9 additional tasks and processes, which are the add attendance plans, create absence transactions, accrue time, close accrual year, post transactions to summary, post absence to previous year, assign leave of absence, as well as return leave of absence, and we have modified the change job in pay. The employee self-service module, as well as the web version of Sage HRMS, has been updated to reflect the latest Sage branding. You will see our new black and green theme throughout the product. The change logon menu item has been moved to the employee tile over here by the log off button. Any user logged in, an employee using self-service, a manager using self-service, an administrator, or any other role will see this change. And the previous menu item of change logon is no longer available on the left side. It must be accessed from here. In a previous release, we introduced the process management UI. It can be accessed from this icon up here. As we move towards running more and more processes in the background, you will now have the ability to check the status of each on this process management UI. You are no longer required to wait on the UI where you initiated the process in order for it to complete. For this release, we've expanded the process management to include the following processes, and those are delete employee record, update benefits, accrue time, create absence transactions where you can create those on more of a global level, add attendance plans, close the accrual year, as well as post transactions to summary. For the employee pages, we have added the attendance summary, absence transactions, workers' compensation, and custom details. The attendance summary and absence transactions UIs can be accessed from the time off menu, and they have now been expanded to provide additional functionality as well as all be included in one area. After selecting time off from the menu, the system will display the current year's calendar showing a graphical representation of the time off transactions, also known as absence transactions. As you can see here, we've added a year calendar. You can scroll previous year, next year, and each color represents a time off transaction that is tied to a plan. These are color coded over here, as you can see the relationship. If I mouse over, we get tooltip text that indicates what the transaction is. So you can quickly and easily view your pending, taken, etc. time off transactions here on this calendar. From here, you can click on View All Time Off Transactions. This shows the time off transactions, also known as absence transactions, that apply to the selected employee. From here, I could then go back to my calendar view. I could stay on my transactions, or I could drill down into the plans. So the time off plans are listed here on the left side. I have 2 set up. And when I click one, the details of that time off plan appear here. I can toggle between plans. I can accrue time on a certain plan. You can see the plan that I have selected is outlined in this orange color. If I switch plans, I'm now on this one. I can accrue time for the plan. I can delete the plan. I can accrue time for all plans, numerous plans here, and I just want to get them up to date for this one employee. I can do that, as well as add a new plan. For the custom details, at this time, the custom details must still be created in the desktop version, but the employee page will now be displayed in the web version, accessed over here from the left menu. So you'll be able to complete that information and use it in your web version. What I'd like to show you now is the quick find. We've added that ability right here. Any of your employee pages will have it. And the way this works, if I want to search for Smith, I'll enter Smith and I'll click go. It returns all the Smiths. If I want to just search for somebody that starts with S, I enter the S and it searches first name, middle name, last name. So you essentially enter 0 to many characters to search for. In this example right there, I didn't enter any, and it returns all of my records. So it is a quick and easy way to find an employee without having to go back to the advanced find. For tasks and processes, we have modified the change job and pay to be one UI. It's previously been a change job UI, change pay UI, and a change job and pay UI. When you access this, you now have the ability to select whether you want to do your pay and performance review, change pay, change job, or do both. So you could do one or the other or both from one UI. For time off tasks, we now have assign leave of absence, return from leave of absence, and post absence to previous year. For processes, we have added the accrue time, create absence transactions, add attendance plans, close accrual year, and post transactions to summary. In addition, for these processes, we have added custom search criteria that can then be used to further search for a subset of employees that you'd like to run tasks and processes on. This provides the ability to search using options that are not provided in the standard search, and that can be accessed from here. So you have the ability to select predefined fields, and you can then build your criteria based on what you selected. And you may enter a name here. You could save it, and it would then be available in your saved custom criteria, which you could access at a later time if it's a commonly used search. If it's not, you don't need to save it, and you could just run the search now, and it would run your search based on your standard criteria that you have up here, as well as your custom criteria. I will now toggle to Sage HRMS Desktop, showing the gross up calculator. The gross up calculator has been modified to allow for a file import of a batch of employees that you can then gross up and create time cards for. We've added this ability right here. You would select your file. You could generate the import file template first, which is what you would use to import your employees, and then select that and continue through the gross up process. So you no longer would have to gross up your employees one by one. You can now do a batch. This concludes the demonstration of the key features and primary functionality being released in our Sage HRMS Q2 2023 release.